Hey guys!
Hi guys!
So here we go, Wave 3. This one is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's very legitimate for a lot of different fans of different genres, so let's get into it. So up first we have a flocked cookie monster.
Oh my gosh.
And this is awesome.
It is so cool. I love this. I cannot wait to see what this is going to look like in person.
I know. See, now flocked is something we really like because that's kind of like an exclusive variant that is really just neat. It's better than a paint job. It's better than glow in the dark, that kind of stuff, because
it's so cool.
It gives legitimacy to the actual pop, because he's furry. Anything Sesame Street being furry looks good. It'll look really great with Snuffleupagus if you bought him for San Diego Comic-Con. So I'm digging this one. This one says limited edition, so if it is going to be in stores, maybe Barnes & Noble for this one.
Probably Barnes & Noble. Up next we got to see the little gruesome of the New York City Comic-Con, and it is the pink Ricochet rabbit. It's limited to 300 pieces, but I'm okay with that because it's really cute and I really want one of these, so hopefully we'll get a bunch of different colors.
So far, I kind of dig these colors.
Me too. I love how this looks kind of Easter eggy. It's really pretty.
Yeah. So, like we said, we figured this was going to be the little gruesome of New York Comic Con, and it seems to be that way.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about Ricochet Rabbit, but I can tell you, as far as the look of the pop and the color, I dig this. This is cool.
Oh yeah, I love the design and the mold and everything about this. It's just really innocent and cute, so I need this in my life.
So we know that Brian's a huge fan of Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Sure.
So we'll probably see a lot more Hanna-Barbera in the future.
I hope so.
Up next we have something for Fallout fans, and it's a Power Armor Unmasked version. This is cool.
It's very cool.
I like this.
It's super solid looking.
Yeah.
It's so thick and just, I don't know, it looks pretty powerful.
Now we've seen the armored version at Hot Topic one time, and those things are pretty big.
Yeah, they're huge.
You know, I'm a big fan of just more video game pops in general.
I agree. I think we need more of that in our lives.
I'd love to see some old video game ones too. Like, you know, I'm not talking about like NES days. I'm talking, which I'd still be okay with.
I'd totally be cool with
even
that.
like we're talking about like PlayStation 1 days. I'd love to see like Gex, Crash Bandicoot would be amazing.
Yes.
You know, things that, you know, cartoony, that would just be really cool.
Yeah.
The Power Armor Unmasked is limited edition, so this one might end up in Hot Topic if it goes anywhere.
Probably.
Maybe GameStop too, since this game.
Yeah, that's true.
This is gonna be interesting. I don't know.
Up next, we got to see the mint condition Tow Mater pop, and I think he looks really pretty.
So we weren't necessarily sold on the idea of Cars pops when we first saw them come out.
No.
Little strange, but we did get to see them in stores finally. And I gotta admit, they're kind of cool.
They're very cool. They're flipped sideways, which, you know, obviously makes sense because they're a car, so you can't have them standing straight up in the air.
Same size as a pop box, just
exactly.
sideways. Yep.
They're really cute.
And this one's mint, color mint.
Yeah, it's cute.
Tow Mater, so yeah, I think this is gonna be popular with kids and everything else. It's a cool line, it just is.
Now, Tow Mater is limited to 1,500 pieces, so he's probably going to be a con only.
Yeah, gonna be tough. Up next, we have more black and white reaction figures from Universal Monsters, and this time it's the Creature of the Black Lagoon, which is cool.
It's very cool. I love how they're doing all of the black and white series of the Universal Monsters, because that makes sense. All of those shows were filmed in black and white, so to have these characters in a black and white version, it's you know, makes sense.
And the thing is, like we said before, Universal Monsters fans love this. Like, you know, reaction figures aren't that popular, you know, as far as what we can tell. You know, people just don't want them. You know, they can't tell if is it a Kenner, is it like the Star Wars thing? You know, they're confused, you know. And, you know, I think that the old school fans of Universal Monsters and those kind of things will see this, you know, on a blister pack. They kind of think of Kenner.
Yeah.
And they collect everything and anything that's any Universal monster. So, you know, I think this is good. I think this is a good idea to come out with a black and white version of each monster every day.
I think so too.
And this little guy is 2,000 pieces like all the other reaction figures, so you know, it could be possible. It's going to be interesting. Reaction figures aren't widely collected, so it might be easy. So we're now into some Dorbz. You know, this is the new thing this year, Dorbz. We are fans of Dorbz, as you can tell.
Yes.
So this one, I really like. Thunderbolt Punisher. I love that logo on his chest, the red.
I do too. He looks so nice and cute, and I don't think Punisher is really all that nice and cute, but
no, he's kind of cool.
He looks like
Can't wait for him to show up on Daredevil for Netflix series. Daredevil's awesome. I think that guy's gonna kill it. It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Yes,
we just need the whole that whole line would be amazing. One thing that's interesting though is I'm wondering if we're not gonna see this version in pop form, because so far Dorbz hasn't made something that's doesn't cross over into pop form, at least. Besides, you know, some, but But this one would be an easy change that's already out, so if it had like the red Punisher logo on it instead, maybe a Walgreens exclusive, who knows, we'll see in the future.
Up next we got to see some of the vinyl Idolz characters, and we have Bloody Ed from Shaun of the Dead, and he looks really cool.
Bloody Ed from Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, hey, that rhymes.
It's like a Hocus Pocus song or whatever.
It is.
But yeah, I mean, vinyl Idolz, we're fans of them, man. We saw some of them in the store, and they're really neat. I just can't wait to get my hands on some of the ones that are coming out. And there's a lot of Shaun of the Dead fans.
Yes, there are, and I think that these characters, they just look really neat, and the way that their eyes are wide set and stuff, I just love.
They're just so goofy. They're kind of they look so much like just animated figures. You know, that's what I really like them. And of course, they'll have Shaun of the Dead, the Bloody version too. So you'll have to get him if you get one or the other. Also, guys, if you don't know yet, Entertainment Earth has these in pop form as an exclusive Bloody variant. So we'll put the link in the description if you guys want to order those. Because if you're going to order some, you might as well order the exclusive Bloody variant version.
Everybody loves blood.
Blood. These pieces are limited to 500. So that's going to be a question mark because these are, you know, vinyl Idolz and Comic-Cons. Nobody knows yet. So is it going to be hard? Maybe.
Finally, we got to see the Hikari that's released, and it is a Starfield Bosk. And I think he looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, paint job's really interesting on this one.
I love how it fades into that purplish color into his extremities, so I think it's pretty. I like that.
Yeah, I agree. You know, Hikaris are just so cool. It's unfortunate that they're so expensive. They just aren't widely accepted in the community just because $70 is a lot of money for something like that.
Hard on the wallet, but the way that they look, they're see-through, and I like that.
They are definitely pieces of art. There's no doubt about it. They are very beautiful.
He's limited to 500 pieces, so he could potentially show up other places. I mean, they're usually low numbers on Hikaris anyway.
Those Star Wars Hikaris, though, man, they sell out, man. Star Wars fans and Hikaris, that's like the only crossover so far that people have actually accepted. The Star Wars fans are getting these. They're snatching them up. Alright, so that's wave 3. What was your favorite item in this wave? Go!
Ricochet Rabbit. I really want that. It's so pretty and pink, and I just need that in my life.
I gotta be honest, I'm digging the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, the Cookie Monster's pretty cool.
I'm a fan of Flocked, and I didn't think I was ever gonna get a Sesame Street item, but you know, Cookie Monster and Flocked, I gotta have that.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright guys, we'll see you next time.
Thanks guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Turn signal switches or in the pod.